Hello, I am Jessica Reed-Robbins and welcome to my video series on achieving the impossible. This is how I feel like achievement should feel. So when you want something, so it should feel like, yes, that's what I want, and I'm just going to go and get it. So something simple like a glass of water, I think about it and then I just go and get my glass of water. Simple. Maybe I don't get a round of applause, but it's super simple to go and get it. Most of the time when somebody wants to achieve something, it feels more like this. It feels a bit like there's something in the way and I've tried and tried and now I've given up because there's, maybe it's not for me. So usually people will say, oh, I've tried everything, and they usually have tried a few things. They haven't probably tried everything, but they've tried a few things, and all they've done essentially is looked for enough evidence to prove what they already think, which is that it's impossible. So that is usually what people are doing. So take any sales team. When I'm called in to help a sales team, usually it's the sales manager has been pulling their hair out, because naturally with a sales team you set enormous targets because everybody wants to make money. The sales team wants to make money, they make commission. The company wants to make money, the sales manager wants to make money. So naturally it makes sense to set targets that are really high. The problem then that you then face is when that sales manager is talking to people towards the end of the month and people haven't made their sales, their targets. What tends to happen in those meetings is a justification of why it is impossible. So essentially, somebody will sit down with their sales manager and they'll say, look, I've done X, Y, Z. What I'm going to do for the rest of the month to try and make my target is, A, B, C. But essentially they're justifying, look, it is impossible, but these are the things I'm doing to try. And it's the completely wrong way around to do it. So we need to start off accepting and appreciating, hey guys, these targets are impossible. They feel impossible. That's what's fun about them. And now what we need to do is look at our limiting beliefs. So in your team, let everyone have their targets, and then you sit around and you get a flip chart and you say, right, why are these targets impossible? What are my beliefs about why these targets are too high? And you air those beliefs and you say, I'll never get that done. Nobody's buying. People won't pay that much. It's too close to the end of the month. People aren't, people are Brexit and so on and so on. You use whatever comes up as your reasons why they're impossible, and you get them out in the open. Because what the sales manager needs to understand is what are essentially the beliefs that you're going to spend the rest of the month proving true. Because if no one's buying, you're going to spend the rest of the month proving that that's true. So what I recommend and work with sales teams, let's hear what these limiting beliefs are and challenge them now so that you can have better beliefs and spend the next 29 days proving them true instead, because you're going to put the same amount of effort in either way. So I would rather spend all of my effort proving things true, that the beliefs that I want to be true, than spend all that effort proving my limiting beliefs true. Same effort, different result. Being open about what your limiting beliefs are, what are the garbage pails that you keep banging your head against, just acknowledge what they are. They feel true, we know that because I've demonstrated to you earlier that often reality looks a certain way, but actually when you challenge it, it's not that way at all. So that's what we need to do. Okay, this is then the way that I operate around limiting beliefs. We get rid of the obstacle and we move forward. Now, we only need to get rid of the obstacle that's right in front of us at any one time. So again, remember I said you've got loads of limiting beliefs. Which ones do we get rid of? The one that's in front of you first, like the first one that comes up for you. Then when you've got rid of that one, action can follow. So often people will have a breakthrough on their limiting belief. They'll suddenly realize, oh, so I could do this. And then that works. So they do something and they get results. And then they hit another plateau. So that's fine. So then we can go, right, what's stopping you now? Find that limiting belief, get rid of it, and you can move forward again. So the whole process of achieving the impossible is not about like, magic puff of smoke and something appears. It's about moving in a direction that you want to move in and imagining those little green ropes, for example. Okay, so the way that we do the whole process now, if we put the whole process together, is we create a goal that's completely out of your reach, but something that you actually want. So if you don't want £1 billion, pounds, then probably don't set that as an outcome, because that's just a waste of your talents and abilities. If most people actually, when they say they want to be millionaires, the lifestyle that the actual amount of money that you need in order to have a really cool lifestyle often never goes above £200,000. So the average person, when you've got a great house, holidays, do anything you want to do, most people don't need more than £200,000 a year. And that's quite a nice amount of money. So you don't need to be kind of like, I want millions and millions of pounds, unless you really want millions and millions of pounds. So set the goal that you actually want, that matters to you, that isn't what you think you can have, but that is actually what you want. So we have a goal that's out of your reach, and then we just get you to walk towards it. And of course, the little green rope that goes taut first is the one that we deal with. So, we don't have to deal with your whole childhood. We just look at what prevented you and we cut that rope. So we deal with that limiting belief, whatever it is. I don't have the time. I don't know how to do something. There are no jobs, whatever it is. Then you keep walking and you notice which green rope goes tight the next. And obviously cut that one as well. That's our process, is that we deal with one green rope at a time, one limiting belief at a time. We don't need to deal with everything at once. To sum up, what are our limiting beliefs? How do we find what those beliefs are? Often just the question, what prevents you, is enough to start with. Take that thing you always wanted. What prevents you from having it? What prevents you from having it now? What reasons and excuses do you use as to why you don't have that in your life? And we're not being hard on you by saying reasons and excuses. Genuinely, that's what they feel like. And if you want something that's out of reach currently, then we need to be really honest about what we're telling ourselves. And since everyone is human, we're all doing it. There's nothing to feel bad about. It's just those are the reasons and excuses that I'm using. And my job is to help you to realize that those reasons and excuses are just that. And that we can challenge them so that you can effortlessly move forward. Again, same amount of energy to prove what you can't have as to prove what you can, and help you get what you want.